Where? 7. I mean, it's been the same all year, Pablo. I want you to kind of look at it and think about it and choose and be willing to make a mistake or be willing to be right, please.
We have to organize our race. What is Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, if Tomas H is like right on the edge, then I think you were where you were supposed to be. See, but then that's just going to be weird.
I will write it that time.
You have your learning notebook, a pen, or your writing notebook, post-it note. Huh? Oh man, what happened? Oh, I was thinking we still had 21. You will partner with Camila. Sit up front next to Camila. Two. It's going to be posted. It's going to be on the screen. Oh, man. Okay. All right, so welcome again to your new unit about memoirs. We looked at some memoirs on Thursday, and Laura, Martine, and Tomas S. came up with an excellent definition for what a memoir is. I said Laura, Martine, and Tomas S. 5A, or no, 5C. An important story that happened to you that teaches something and shows something about, you know, who you are as a person. I had the expectations of you. Remember, at this point, you are focused and listening. You're not talking. You're not showing that you just don't care about yourself as a writer, because that's what you do when you talk. You don't pay attention. You're not even saying, I don't care about what you have to say, Mr. Light. You're saying, I don't care about myself as a writer or a person to learn something. There are no distractions back here. All right. Remember, in this area, you're not asking questions at this point. You're just listening and trying to do the best that you can, following instructions. If you really need my help, I am always here during snacks and recesses, your time, brain breaks, right? I can be there. So let's start using your time if you really care about your questions. And start using this time to do the work that you need to do to be better. So, memoirs. Memoirs can be very complex, and you are all able to do the writing that it takes. The first part of this unit is just writing small moment stories. But there is an added thing, and I'm going to talk about that today. This icon, this picture.
Para Martín Vázquez y Santiago Silva.
This is a symbol to refresh or repeat. And so one of the things that you see as a writer, if you get choice as to what you write about, oftentimes you're going to come back to the same sort of story. You're going to repeat the same sort of thing. And it usually means that you really like that thing, or that thing has kind of shaped who you are. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This is the first process of writing an excellent memoir. I didn't do the well, see, what happens is all of this stuff distracts me to no end, and then I don't prepare well, to be honest. I'm very upset right now just from this whole day entirely, and then just stuff that happened during recess I'm over the moon irritated at. So I am off at this point.
Right.
Could you please put that away? And so what we're going to talk about is when we investigate our writing, and what writers do is they look through their journal, they look through what they've written, and they try and think of this. What are some big ideas or big themes or big stories that they have to tell in their writing? Why do they keep writing about the same sort of stuff? What kind of issues pop up? What do we care about? What do we want to write about? And we repeat this process. We look at stuff. We try to see what do we repeat as we're writing. Okay, so this whole idea of repetition is very important. So let me show you how you do that, what the process is. The very first thing you do is you look at your journal, you read it. And you kind of look at it, you think, and you make annotations. And they stole my pen for the sign sheet.
What pen?
So for example, if I look at this entry, it's about when I moved after my parents' divorce out to Utah. This entry, so let me go back to that. It was about moving. I'm going to write that down now. That's what annotate means. It means I'm writing a little bit in my journal about something. Oh, this one was about my first day of school in Utah. So when I moved, oh, that was about moving as well. That's something that repeats. This one was about when my bulldog almost died. This one is about, this is when my mom died. So that would be probably about loss. So that was an almost loss, I guess, for bulldog. Again, when it's your time to work and write, then work and write. This is your time to watch me, because this is the expectation. Some of you still don't understand what the process is. The process is I show you what to do. I show you exactly what to do with your work. I know I don't have your book up here doing your job for you, but I'm showing you exactly what the expectations are so you can be a better writer. And you can communicate your ideas better. You can convince people that you know stuff. You can really find out who you are as a person, what drives you, so that you are able to be successful with whatever you want to do. Until you write something down, you really don't know what you think. So all of us need to know how to write, and all of us need to know how to communicate. That will never be taken away. And so we look through our writing. I have another one about when I left Utah to go back to Florida. So right off the top, I write about moving a lot. And so that has to be something that affects me or makes me think about stuff. And so what I would do now is kind of take that idea about moving and really start to think about maybe some other stories that I could tell, or different moments during my challenges and travels when I've moved. So try to start thinking about that. You have to write one entry per day at a page and a half. I will look at your notebook today. You will turn it into me so I can see what you did today, to see if you got to that page and a half. I will do that until I trust that you're able to do it. And so I can see your writing, see what you need help with. So again, that process, as I reread, I thought about what my entries were about. I tried to ask myself, what's going on? What is the big idea here? Did I see any issues or themes? And I made some annotations. So I wrote just quick little notes about what it was about. So what I want you to do right now is start to look through yours and do that same process right here. You're not going to get through the whole thing, but I'm going to give you a minute and a half to do so. Start.
But where do we
Let's go. Your writing notebook. What did I do? I had my writing note. What's the problem here? What did I not show you? It's a writing notebook. I look through entries. That's what we do in our writing notebook. We write entries. The learning notebook is something different. The learning notebook is what you're thinking about and learning about and having down the processes and being able to aid yourself while you're reading or writing. This is a writing notebook. This is where you write. You write a page and a half a day when we're doing entries, especially in the first bend of a unit. It's the same thing every time. First bend, we write a lot. An entry is an idea. You should look right now through your writing notebook at all the entries you've written so far and read them and see if you have something in common there. What repeats? What do you write a lot about? Just like I just showed you to do. We had a personal narrative unit at the beginning of the year. So if you didn't write much, now you're probably in trouble. So where's your writing notebook? Where's the one that you had before? You left it at your house. Where's your personal narrative? Well, I would really suggest bringing it in. What do you write about? What are the important stories that you have to tell? Again, I didn't read through my whole entry. I just kind of glanced at it, remembering what it was about, and then adding a little annotation to help me. Oh, this was about this time. This might be a big idea or a theme that I'm dealing with at the time. Again, we're not reading the whole thing. I didn't read one whole entire. I looked at least 6 different entries and just kind of jotted something. So at this point, on a separate sheet of paper, I want you to write down, do you write about something a lot? Is there a commonality to the stories that you write about yourself? Do you notice something? Do you repeat an idea over and over and over again? Maybe it's about you playing soccer a lot. I have no idea. What do you think might be a big idea there? Again, this isn't something that you need to be proficient in right yet, but I want to see where we are. So on a piece of paper, what do you write a lot about? Do you think there's a big idea there? If so, what is it? And turn that into a canister. That's your exit slip today. If you don't hand one in, that tells me that you don't have your writing. So then I would suggest that you find your writing, because it will help you. And expectations for today. I will leave the exit slip up there. Here, 1.5 page entry. Something important that's happened to you. You can go through those ideas that you've done already. Like if you've noticed something that's important to you, keep writing about that. If not, today, choose a time that matters to you. What is a big idea or something that you've dealt with a lot that you could teach people about? Start writing about those experiences that you've had. That could be something that you do today. It's 1.5 pages. You will give me your writing notebook at the end so I can check to see how much you wrote today. Yes, sir? I would pick a spot where you're going to be successful. I'll leave that up to you. Thank you, Pablo. You have 34 minutes. If you're stuck on the exit slip, get to writing. You should either be filling out a writing slip or back at a spot where you're supposed to be writing.